Marcus, and this is Gray Zone Therapy. You might remember me from such truthful videos as This is Boring, and from such boring videos as This is the Truth. Today's video is about why the truth is boring. In contrast, what that means is things that are not the truth are not boring. What does that mean? Well, it usually means something like they're exciting or they're sensational. This is often where conspiracies come into play, or things that simply are not true. A good example of something that is not true would be, have you heard that the average person eats 1 spider a month in their sleep? Now that's a little bit sensational. Wow, how did we not know we're eating so many spiders? Like, that's disgusting. It's something that we want to know about because we want to put a stop to it, and oh my God. However, this piece of information was actually released as an effort to demonstrate that false information will travel fast. So this is actually part of a research project done, I don't really remember when, but quite some time ago. I remember hearing this when I was much younger and thinking, wow, you know what, that's really silly, but I think I'm protected because we have cats, and the cats eat the spiders. So I remember thinking, I'm a bit of the exception to the rule, but that's an interesting thing to hear. I only found out years later when I was actually doing one of my degrees that this was actually a tidbit of false information put out there to test the speed at which false information propagated. If I remember right, this information spread all the way around the globe in a matter of weeks or months. It was very, very fast. Compared to that, the information that this was simply a piece of research to demonstrate false information. Now, this would be the truth. However, many people still don't know it, and it's decades later at this point. So it travels very, very slowly, because when something is truthful, it tends to also be very boring. And boring stuff are things that we simply don't talk about. We do not tell people, oh my God, you know what? Vaccines are generally pretty safe and unsensational. You know what we do say? Oh my God, I heard that vaccines cause autism. Holy crap, this is information we need to know. This is immediate, this is severe, this is sensational. And so this false information was propagated very quickly. In fact, some people still believe it, even though the researcher who had propagated this lie, turns out later he was caught. The reason he wanted to do it was because he wanted to be famous and show that he had sensational results in order to get a research grant or something like that. The details, I'm sure, are readily available on the internet, because he eventually went to jail for lying because of the damage this caused to the very fabric of our society. In fact, some people still believe this as a matter of... a conspiracy theory, the belief that the government or some group of people is out to do something, and here's one of the mechanisms by which they do it. However, the truth that somebody lied in order for personal gain, I don't remember seeing any headlines to the matter. In fact, it's not big news that somebody lied for personal gain. That's very boring. So the truth tends to be very boring. It was, I believe, Mark Twain, and I guess maybe I should have done the research before spitting this out. I believe Mark Twain said something to the effect of, a lie will make its way halfway around the world before the truth ever puts its pants on. And that's because people sensationalize and gossip about things that are untrue. Whereas the truth, like I said, is very boring. It's uninteresting. Somebody lied for personal gain. Oh, well, that's not news. That's not news at all. That's not even really worth my acknowledging. When I hear that, I'm going to go, oh, okay. I'm not going to call up somebody and say, you know what, Jim? You have kids. You need to know that vaccines don't cause autism. Jim's going to look at me and go, yeah, well, okay, thanks. What am I supposed to do with that information, right? You know, vaccines are mandatory. We vaccinate our children against all sorts of things like polio. However, if vaccines caused autism, that's something that my friend needs to know right away. I will go out of my way to talk about this sensational thing that somebody told me. Oh my God. The truth, for the most part, does not give us an oh my God feeling. We hear it and we say, wow, that's interesting. And that's it. We don't make the extra effort to propagate things that are merely interesting. This is dinner chat. This is gossip. This is when you're trying to talk about mundane, boring stuff or win Trivial Pursuit. I don't know if we still play that anymore, but it's that kind of information. And that's, for the most part, it. The truth is boring, so we don't talk about it very much. Also, since most people often recognize the truth, there isn't a need to go out and make sure that everybody knows it or everybody hears it. Whereas with something like a conspiracy theory, because it's the minority that often believe that, while they need to go out and tell people, oh my God, you need to know about this, because most people don't know. Whereas most of the time the truth is known by most people, and so it's not news, we don't talk about it, it's not sensational. Well, that's it. Just a very short video today. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.